Hello and welcome to the Hockey Gambling Podcast on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network. I'm your host here, Ryan Gilbert. Coming off a beautiful night in Philadelphia here. Flyers, big comeback win in Minnesota in overtime. Jamie Drysdale, another point for him. So Flyers are doing well. How are things going over there in Vancouver? My co-host, Joel Meyer.
Things are always going great these days in Vancouver. Although Talon fucking cursed us a couple nights ago on the last show when he said that the one time it snows all year long here, the city shuts down, and then the very next day it dumped on us. I mean, it's a good thing I'm a veteran. I didn't bother with the bus, didn't bother with any car. I just went straight to the train, took it to the closest stop on my place, and then walked the rest of the way because I knew that would be like an hour faster than just sitting in the traffic where the shitty people who don't know how to drive in the snow. Yeah, and then to this morning it was minus 13 degrees. I don't know how to translate that into American height, but it's pretty damn cold. And it was a little more than t-shirt weather like 2 days ago, and all of a sudden we got this Arctic outflow, whatever they're calling it. And yeah, it's dark times here, but we soldier on.
Yeah, we've been getting some what I think is what Vancouver weather, some cold rain. We've had floods in the past few weeks. It's raining right now. There's fucking flood warning going on, but we might get some snow finally next week. Tuesday and Friday both have a chance of snow. Haven't seen snow in, I think last year it may have snowed like maybe an inch, but that's about it here. So,
really?
Yeah, apparently negative 13 is only 8 Fahrenheit. So it's not as cold as it quite sounds, but yeah,
it's fucking cold for Vancouver, let me tell you.
I bet, yeah.
It's probably just another day in January in Toronto, though.
Oh yeah, definitely. All right, we got Frozen Bukkake back here on Saturday, January 13th, 16 games. So we'll get right into those. Of course, make sure you are subscribed to the Hockey Gambling Podcast, wherever it's to your podcast. If that's on Apple or Spotify, leave us a 5-star rating and a review, and I'll read it at the end of the show. Also, subscribe to us on YouTube. Make sure you subscribe, like, and comment on there. Get in the chat, just like our boy One Sharp Shark, who's complimenting Joel's jacket right now. He's got his classic Saints hat on as well. So yeah, make sure you get in the YouTube, get in the Discord, sg.pn/Discord. We got some super sleuths in there going on, but still throwing out good bets, throwing out good topics of conversation. I'm sure they'll be on fire this weekend with the NFL and with this Frozen Bukkake. And of course, follow us on Twitter at HockeySGPN. Joel, any comments on the current Discord discourse? As I saw you give
No, I'm tired of it. I'm tired of wondering how many sharks there are in the sea. You fooled me once. Now I think like every other person that comes in is a Fed or a shark, and
or a fin, if you will.
A fin, yeah, exactly. Well done. So yeah, I'm done with it. I don't care anymore. I'm just gonna talk to the few people I know that aren't sharks, and there's only about 4 or 5 of them at this point.
That's all that matters. But yeah, if you're out there and you're on Discord, do get in the Discord. It did have someone reach out recently, so we can get some more people in there. But yeah, well, let's get right into it here. Joel, you ready for this 16-game Frozen Bukkake on Saturday, January 13th?
Yes, sir.
All right, kicking us off here with the 1 p.m. time slot. We have the New York Rangers at the Washington Capitals. Game itself is in Washington, D.C., the District of Columbia. Capitals are plus 136. The Rangers are minus 162. Over-under is set at 6, overpaying off minus 105 with the under at minus 115 here. I'll kick things off. I like the Rangers here. Rangers minus 165. I got earlier. 162 is perfectly fine here. They're just the much better team than the Capitals. Rangers even on the road 13-6-2. Caps 10-7-4 at home, which is decent, but still under 500. Caps have lost 7 of their past 9 games. Did have a win against LA, but Rangers also sliding right now. 3 straight losses, including 2 on the road in Montreal and then at St. Louis most recently. But they've been out shooting opposition 48-30, 42-25, 42-19. And with the, I think Ovechkin is questionable. Tom Wilson's questionable. Zibanejad also questionable with an illness for the Rangers, though. But I still think with that, I love the Rangers here. Minus 160, just a much better team. First in the Metro. Washington's not in the playoffs here, and they're fine on the road. So, yeah, give me the Rangers, and then a lean to the under, but no strong feeling for the total.
Right. Well, the Rangers just played the frauds of the West. Now they're playing the frauds of the East with the Capitals. So it looks like Troy Lindgren's going to be back. I don't know if he played against the Kraken, but this is either his first game back or his second. And yeah, I thought that's not ideal when you miss an extended period of time, then come back. And yeah, the Capitals are not playing well right now. They got bullied once again by the Kraken, although the Kraken are bullying everybody these days, as we'll get into later on. Yeah, you mentioned all the like the shot share for the Rangers is pretty out of control. Yet they're still losing games, and then that's largely due to goaltending, especially against the Blues. I mean, the Blues they had like 4 goals on 15 shots at one point. I think they scored like 3 of the first shots of the game. And if you're not getting if you're letting that many goals in on that few shots, you're not going to win many hockey games, even if you get 50 on the other end shots. That is, so yeah, I totally agree with the Rangers here. I think that they can get it done. It's about the same price as they were against the Blues, and I think the Blues are a little better than the Capitals right now, certainly at home. So yeah, I like the Rangers as well, and sure, yeah, under I guess. Although I'd like it a lot better with Jonathan Quick in that because the way that Shesterkin's played lately is he's not ideal. So yeah, what year is this? Like Jonathan Quick, you want him in net rather than the guy who won the Vezina 2 years ago. Yeah, it's wild, but yeah, mostly just on the Rangers here. I don't want to touch the total either.
Yeah, agreed there. Going down to the 4 p.m. time slot, we got the Vancouver Canucks at the Buffalo Sabres. Game itself is in Buffalo. Sabres are plus 130. Canucks are minus 155. Over-under is at 7. Overpaying off plus 102 with the under at minus 122. Are your Canucks going to keep rolling here?
I should hope so. I mean, you keep expecting this team to fail a little bit, but no, that's just what they do. They go on these streaks, even against like the best teams in the East, like just beating the Penguins in overtime, taking care of the Rangers, taking care of the Devils, and on and on and on. And now that they get a little bit of a break here against the Sabres and the Blue Jackets after this, I think, to end the road trip. Yeah, but the big thing for me is I don't think the market's quite caught up to the fact that the Lotto line is just unstoppable right now, and it's like a new Canucks. Like this is a different version of them that we saw dominate already in the early part of the year. This is like the best version now with Pettersson, Besser, and JT Miller on the same line. Like they've just been killing it, especially Pettersson. Getting him together with JT Miller has been unreal for him. I think he's got 4. He's scored the last 4 game-winning goals for the Canucks, so he's on an absolute tear. 2 goals and 2 assists in the last one. Yeah, I don't think. I mean, Sabres are playing a little better now. We'll give them credit, but they're not on the Canucks level right now. Canucks keep rolling minus 155. That's fine. Total's been bet up a little bit. Got to 7 here, plus 102. I don't know. Still lean to the over, but maybe the Canucks team total over. Let me check the price on that one. But no, the Canucks should be able to keep the rolling here. Demko's been fine, solid all year. Over 3.5 minus 140. That's a little better than the game price. I think they don't win unless they score 4 goals. So yeah, you could do that instead. But either way, Canucks roll.
Yeah, I agree with you there. I like the Canucks here minus 155. I got them earlier for 2 units at minus 135. It's 20 cents higher now, but I still think it's worth it. Buffalo has been playing better. Looking at the underlying numbers, they have the 7th best expected goals for in the last 10. But Tage Thompson is doubtful on Saturday with an undisclosed injury. I was trying to look up what their record is without him. On December 5th, Buffalo News said they were 3-5-1 during the 9 games that he was out of the lineup before. So not very good. He's the kind of their big guy there.
And he seemed to be finally healthy. Like he's been playing hurt like all year long. He scored 2 goals, looks great again, and then he gets hurt again. So that sucks for Tage.
Yeah, that's how things are going in Buffalo there. I mean, yeah, you said it. Vancouver has been great on the road here. Long road trip. This is what their 6th game on the road. Their 7th is in Columbus to close it out next week. Yeah, but yeah, they've been scoring goals 4, 5, 6, 6 in their win before that. So yeah, I like the Canucks here minus 155. I like the over 7 plus 102. But yeah, maybe that team total over 3.5 or like a race to 4 here could be the way to go. I don't know. No, but Buffalo's been scoring some goals, so maybe just a team total or just a straight over. But yeah, Canucks minus 155 are the best bet for this one. All right, going down to 4 p.m. time slot again here. Last afternoon game of the slate. We have the San Jose Sharks at the Ottawa Senators. Game itself is in Canada. Senators are minus 225. Sens on the puck line are plus 105. Sharks are plus 185. Over under is at 7. Over paying off plus 105 with the under at minus 125 here. Sharks last time out, they went out there and took care of business against the Canadians. Canadians were on a back-to-back after Talon just completely ripped into them for their long losing streak. And Ottawa coming home from a 5-game road trip, they lost all 5 games, all 5 by at least 2 goals here. I'm realizing now. So I like the Sharks here. I got them earlier at plus 200. Plus 185 is a little bit less, but I'd still think they're worth a play, half a unit or so. Sens have just been not good. I don't know if Pinto's back tomorrow or if he's back. I think he's back with the team now practicing and then not back till next week for games or whatnot. But Josh Norris is out Saturday. The Sens suck. The Sens should not be minus 200 against anybody. So yeah, that's my cap for the Sharks, especially with the total this high. The Sharks are going to be able to score, and give me the Sharks plus 185.
Pinto was suspended for exactly half the season, right? So it'd be game 41 that he can. He's his last game to miss. Game 42 would be his first game back. I think you're right about that. The Sens should not be this big of favorites, even against the lowly Sharks, who are riding high after finally getting rid of that long losing streak. I guess they weren't too impressed by Montreal's nightclubs. Took care of the Canadiens, no problem. I just can't lay this number. What I personally played was the over 2.5 goals for the Sharks, like minus 125. I think that's a good bet with the Sens' terrible defense. And Anton Forsberg, who's been playing better than Korpisalo, I think he's hurt now too. So it should be Corpy and net, and he sucks. So, I think the Sharks can get 3 goals here against one of the worst defenses in the league. I know that the Sens should get theirs too because they do have a good offense for everything else. But, so I like the over. And I like the Sharks to score 3+ goals here. Maybe you could do the money line too if you want, but that's just how I play it personally.
I like that team total play. Ottawa's been giving up a lot of goals recently. Maybe a Sharks race to 3 is plus 220, even if you want to sprinkle that instead of just the straight
that is better.
Total. Or race to 4 plus 360. I mean, if the Sharks go off, you could be
let's not get crazy.
Ladder that up. Okay, all right. But race to 3 is enough. Yeah. All right, we are brought to you by DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NFL playoffs, is bringing you an offer that'll help make the playoffs electrifying. New customers can bet $5 on any game and get $200 instantly in bonus bets. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now and use code SGP. New customers can bet just $5 to get $200 instantly in bonus bets only on DraftKings Sportsbook with code SGP. The crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit www.1800gambler.net. In New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369. In Connecticut, help is available for problem gambling. Call 888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org. Please play responsibly. On behalf of Boot Hill Casino and Resort in Kansas, 21 plus, age varies by jurisdiction, void in Ontario. Bonus bets expire 168 hours after issuance. See dkng.com/football for eligibility and deposit restrictions, terms, and responsible gaming resources. And to get to those games, make sure you check out Game Time. Buying tickets to your favorite event shouldn't be stressful. Game Time is the fast and easy way to buy tickets for all the sports, music, comedy, and theater near you. With killer deals on last-minute tickets and their best price guarantee, you can stop stressing over the tickets and start getting hyped for the fun you'll have. The Game Time app is great. You get the flash deals, last-minute tickets, easy to find and buy tickets for every event in your area, and you get those images of the seat view so you know exactly what to expect before you arrive. So snag the tickets without the stress with Game Time. Download the Game Time app, create an account, and use code CFBX for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create an account and redeem code CFBX for $20 off. Download Game Time today. Last minute tickets, lowest price guaranteed. All right, here going down to the 6 p.m. time slot. We have the New Jersey Devils at the Florida Panthers. Game itself is in Florida. Panthers are up to minus 180. Devils are plus 150. Over unders at 6.5. Over paying off minus 118. Under at minus 102. Jolie, these are two teams you recently placed futures bets on, no?
Yeah.
Maybe not.
Positively for the Panthers, negatively for the Devils. Devils just too banged up. I don't think that this is their year, and the clogged nature of the Metro made me think that I don't think that they're getting to 97 points or the playoffs. playoffs are almost 2-1 to miss. So yeah, I don't like the Devils to make the playoffs, unfortunately. Jack Hughes could be out for a number more games, and they lost Siegenthaler for an extended time with a broken foot. I don't think Doug Hamilton's coming back anytime soon. So yeah, they're in trouble. Meanwhile, the Panthers just keep rolling. In the last game against the Kings, they had every excuse to lose that one, but no, they went toe to toe, balls out hockey, going against a desperate Kings team who lost 7 in a row now. And the Panthers, yeah, they had every excuse to lose, like I said, because they're coming off that long road trip. Just beat the Blues. It's meaningful for Matty Tkachuk and all that. And no, they came in. We're going to keep it rolling. That's what they did. Came back from behind too. Like they could have just gave up early. No, they were trailing most of the game. They kept fighting, tied it pretty late, and then scored the OT winner. So yeah, I don't see any reason why they stop now. And then they just keep it going here against the beat up Devils team who kind of were the beneficiaries of Eric Chernak going down in the Lightning in the last game. And they also came from behind to win thanks to a couple of very ugly turnovers by the Lightning. So I don't think the Devils are that great. And their goaltending is among the worst in the league. So Panthers, Bobrovsky's playing well. Stolar's backing him up just as capably as anyone. So love the Panthers here, even though it's gotten higher, -180. That's fine. And I don't know if I could do an under in a Devils game, although you really want to with the Panthers, the way they've been playing, like just elite defensively. But then again, Matthew Tkachuk has found a scoring touch and all that, so maybe they can open up a little more themselves. I mean, I bet the under, but I don't like it. So it's a hard one to do to bet an under in a Devils game, but that's what I did. I'm brave, and Panthers money line too, -180. That's fine.
Yeah, I'm not going to take the under here. Like you said, it is a Devils game, and I could see them giving up, 4 or 5 themselves based on how they've been playing recently. But yeah, I am on the Panthers -180. That's fine. Devils. Looking at the injury list, the Panthers are finally healthy. Besides Nick Cousins here is out with a concussion, but yeah, you mentioned the Devils injuries: Hughes, Hamilton, Siegenthaler, Palat, Meyer are all out there. All significant pieces. I'd say probably mostly top 6 or top 4 defensemen there. Maybe Palat's a third line winger at this point, but still missing a lot of pieces there, and people have to move up the lineup, so you get the trickle down effect. Tough loss against the Lightning in overtime there on Thursday night. Now they got to go to Florida, who's absolutely rolling right now. 9 wins in a row, including that game against the Kings where they came back. Yeah, they avoided the coming back from a road trip and losing that one. So yeah, give me the Cats here at home -180. I just think the Devils are fade the Devils here, buy the Panthers, whether it's this game or long term. I think both are good options. All right, going down to 7 p.m. We have the Edmonton Oilers at the Montreal Canadiens. Game itself is in Montreal at Bleu Blanc et Rouge. Canadiens are +195. Oilers are -238. Over under is at 6.5. Or paying off -130 with the under here at +110. I probably should have taken the last one first one because I don't have much for this game. Edmonton's absolutely on a roll right now. McDavid's on another level. They won in overtime in Detroit. They outshot him 47-17 after being limited to 15 shots in Chicago the night before. 9 wins in a row. Montreal, they got the win in the shootout against the Rangers, forced the Flyers to a shootout, then lost to the Sharks on that back-to-back. Going to be their 3rd game in 4 nights. Not sure who's going to be starting. Not sure if it's really going to matter against the Oilers. So, not too confident in this Oilers play because they haven't been scoring as much recently. Only 2 against Chicago, didn't get the puck line there. 3 against Ottawa. I think one of those was an empty net to get the puck line. But this could finally be a chance for them to pile up a few goals here. So I would lean to the Oilers puck line at +100 here just to see if they can prove they're the better team. Although it is Montreal at home on Saturday night, probably Hockey Night in Canada, so they could get up for it. But I'll lean to the Oilers on the puck line at even money.
Yeah, I don't think that's been a great angle this year. The Habs at home on Saturday night. Anecdotally, I don't know exactly, but it's been pretty hit or miss. Anyway, I don't know. The Oilers should be a little higher, but they haven't been blowing teams out here in this road trip. Teams that they are far better than. A little lucky to beat both, to be honest. I mean, not lucky to beat the Blackhawks. They had a goal ruled out that should have counted, as Connor McDavid let everyone know. fuck reviews. But the game against the Red Wings, they had to come back in that one. They're just not winning by margins, so it's tough to back in your minus 238 Habs. Two losses there, and they haven't been playing at all well. So I don't know. Could respond here. I don't like yourself. I don't have much for the side. I kind of like the under though. The one thing that Town is right about, I was wrong about in the last show, was I thought the Oilers Red Wings game would be pretty high scoring, but no, he was right. That was a pretty sharp play with the way that Oilers are playing. Much better defensively, and their goaltending has been on point. And yeah, that's how they're winning a lot of these games lately. Not giving up so many chances, that's for sure. So yeah, the under 6.5 here, maybe that keeps rolling. I mean, we could get a shootout here. There's still a lot of firepower on both sides, but I'm just going to keep backing these the Oiler unders while they're still fairly highly priced. See if that turns into a thing.
Yeah, it's not a bad look at plus 110 given the recent play there. I'm going down to 7 o'clock. Again, here we have the Anaheim Ducks at the Tampa Bay Lightning. Game itself is in Tampa Bay. Lightning are minus 270 on the money line. The puck line here is a pick 'em, both at minus 110. Ducks are plus 225 on the money line. Over under is at 6.5. Over paying off plus 100. Under at minus 120 here. Jolie, another big favorite. Who you got?
I think the Lightning keep rolling here. The Ducks, they had a surprise win against the Predators, but that's what they do. They win a game, then they lose 5, 6, 7 in a row. At least since the start of the year. So yeah, they got blown out by the Hurricanes there. I actually think they were up on them like 3-1 at one point, I want to say. But at the end of the day, it was still 6-3 for the Canes. And Ducks, yeah, getting injured. Mintnikov, lost Drysdale, of course, in that trade, and Zegras too. So yeah, they're pretty banged up, and then Leo Carlson, of course. So there's not a ton of skill right now on that team. And Lightning are up. They're in a war right now to make the playoffs, and you got to know that they're not going to take any team lightly when they need every single point. So yeah, give me the Lightning here. You could do the puck line at minus 110, or you could do the regulation at minus 185. Is a little steep, but your choice. I'd rather do the puck line though. I think the Lightning just crush here with the way that the Ducks have been playing basically for the last 2 months. Yeah, the Lightning win here. Kind of like the under. Vasi's been playing well, but one more thing is too, Chernak I don't think will play in this one. I mentioned that he was injured in the last one. He's a pretty important defender, but still I don't think that'll affect the result. But maybe the total might be affected. Maybe the Ducks get one more goal and push this over. I don't know what to do with the total, but Lightning puck line is the play.
Yeah, I don't really have much for this one either. I guess I would have to go with the Lightning puck line. Minus 110. They've been winning close games recently, but they have been against good teams, Devils and Kings, both in overtime. At Minnesota, they won 4-1 against Montreal. It's a back-to-back. They won that one 4-3. Yeah, Anaheim just completely beat up now. Lost Drysdale to the trade, and then Mintyukov is out for at least almost 2 months now. It says late February for his shoulder. Zegras is out till mid-March with an ankle injury. John Gibson's questionable, but Dostal's been good for them anyway. Yeah, Lightning right now are under 500, 21, 17 and 5, 21 wins, 22 losses, but they are great at home, 13, 5 and 3. So I think they will get the job done. Not confident enough to lay the minus 278 or whatever it is, but the puck line, might get a play from me at minus 110 there. All right, we are brought to you by Cut. Cut is a peer-to-peer social betting platform that's US based and legal in 40 states. Peer-to-peer social betting is a new and better way to bet directly against your friends or other users on sports, politics, pop culture, and other events with verifiable outcomes, plus tons of fun social features that give the feel of a betting social network, like group chats, betting leaderboards, head-to-head history, user profiles, fan groups, and more. Cut offers lower vig and fully customizable odds. You can create your own bets. Cut also handles the payment side of things, so you never have to chase anyone down for money. You also get cash back every single time you bet against your friends or other users. So Cut is the peer-to-peer social betting platform that's US-based and legal in 40 states. Head to cut.com, that's KUTT.com, and use code SGPN for a 10% deposit bonus. And we're also brought to you by Underdog Fantasy, who has a way to play alongside your favorite fantasy players all season long. Simply pick higher or lower on your favorite players' fantasy stats and cash in. So watch along, make your picks, and maybe make a little cash over on Underdog's mobile app or website, underdogfantasy.com. And when you sign up with the promo code SGPN, Underdog will double your first deposit of up to $100. That's Underdog Fantasy, promo code SGPN. All right, here going down to 7 o'clock time slot again. Got a lot of games here at 7 o'clock. We have the Los Angeles Kings at the Detroit Red Wings. Game itself is in Motor City, Detroit. Red Wings are plus 140 at home. Kings are minus 166. Over under is at 6.5, both paying off minus 110 here. The Kings have to put it together sometime here. They've lost 7 in a row now. Detroit in the last 10 games, 5-4-1, but the fourth or fifth worst expected goals 4% at 44.37. Kings aren't that much better, but 13th, so yeah, significantly better, 51.84%. They just have been getting unlucky, been playing tough opponents, Florida, Tampa, Toronto is in there, Edmonton in there, Vegas in there. So yeah, they've lost 7 straight games, 4 of them went to overtime. They're still salvaging some points, and yeah, I don't think Detroit is as good as their record shows. Both of these teams have won 20 games this season, so it's they're getting up there, but the Kings, for some reason, are better on the road. 13-3-3 on the road. Detroit 10-7-4 at home. That's fine. But yeah, I think the Kings are just a much better team. And this line would be a lot higher if it was not, the Kings hadn't lost several straight games to, some good teams in there. So I'll buy the Kings low a little bit here, minus 166. I don't think there's any real major injuries for either side. There's nothing new at least. So yeah, give me the Kings minus 166. And then maybe the under here, under 6.5 at minus 110. Both teams went 3-2 to overtime their last game, 3-2 in each of the last 2 games. So you could see the Kings, returning to their King style hockey, playing lower scoring game and getting a 3-2 win. Maybe take this one to go to overtime too. Kings have been going to overtime 2 straight through their past 4 and 4 of their past 6. And Detroit 2 in their past 3 and 4 in their past 9. So that's probably around plus 350. So yeah, give me the Kings minus 166, the under 6.5 at minus 110, and then the draw at plus 370 as well.
Yeah, you mentioned the all the overtimes have been going to. So yeah, while the Kings have been losing games, they got 4 points from during this 7-game losing streak. So it's not like they're just getting shelled in regulation. No, they're in these games. It's not getting the bounces, and this isn't a team that's really great for overtime hockey anyway, with the 3-on-3 gimmicks and whatever. So yeah, I'm not too concerned about the Kings. Eventually they'll start turning these close games into wins. And yeah, I think I bet the fucking Kings every one of these losses. But we're going back to the well. We're gonna keep doubling down. I'm not doubling down, but we're going to keep going at it. The Red Wings is actually one of the teams that beat them in this current losing streak. One of the early ones, I think. And the Kings were the much better team. That one was in LA, of course. And yeah, just give me the Kings here. Minus 166. I think that's fairly cheap considering the difference between the 2 teams. And yeah, the Kings are, they're not. Yeah, they're playing good hockey. They're just not getting the bounces, and they got to be super motivated to end this dumb losing streak. Even though they're collecting points, and then although the Oilers are just like they're going to catch them and pass them pretty soon unless they start getting some regulation wins here. So yeah, I still like the Kings though. Under 6.5, I think that's probably correlated with the Kings, but once again, I don't really have a strong feel for the total. The Red Wings do tend to get involved in shootouts, so I'll just stick with the Kings money line.
All right, going down to 7 o'clock again here. Got the Pittsburgh Penguins at the Carolina Hurricanes in a big Metro matchup. Hurricanes at minus 155. Penguins are at plus 130. Over under is at 6.5. Over paying off minus 105. With the under at minus 115. Joel, what do you got for this Metro matchup?
This Metro matchup. Yeah, speaking of teams catching up to others who seem to be going away, that the Hurricanes are quietly moving up on the Rangers, who were once the $3 favorites to win the division. Now they're down to around minus 150. The Hurricanes down from 6-1 to 2-1. So things are getting interesting there. And good job by the Flyers today, staying relevant, getting a win tonight, and collecting the 2 points when they had no business being down 2-1 or 3-1 in the third period. But yeah, for this one, I'm gonna keep rolling with the Penguins. I've been saying that this team are better than their record, and then they're kind of showing it. I mean, they're kind of lucky to get a shot deflected off of Crosby's ass or whatever it was to tie the game late, like 5 seconds left in the game with the Canucks there, and then losing in the shootout or the overtime anyway. But no, they're fine. They went toe to toe with the Canucks here, and I think that they can go head to head with the Hurricanes here, who are playing great. I mentioned the Lotto line, how that's totally changed the dynamic of the Canucks. One more thing, I think Matty Ice in the Discord was saying that Svechnikov linking up with Aho has improved the Hurricanes for the better. So it's funny that one little change can affect the entire team, basically. That's coaching for you. But no, give me the Penguins here, plus 130. I don't think the difference between these two teams is that big. And yeah, Penguins are going to make the playoffs. Penguins are going to see their captain win the Hart Trophy. Another 2 goals for him. He passed Mike Bossy and then the all-time goal scoring list. And he's a pass first guy, but he's still a goal scorer too. So pay attention, you people. Penguins here, and the over 6.5 minus 105. Oh, I think I heard that Kochetkov was also injured.
He is, yes, he is out.
Yeah, so that's another reason to like the Penguins and the over.
Yeah, I was going to bring that up. Kochetkov is out with a concussion, so out indefinitely. I think he may have had a concussion last year too, so that's not going to be good for him. Anderson's obviously out. He has with that blood clot issue. He's not coming back, so they're going to be in the market for a goalie. We'll see if they end up trading for somebody or signing somebody or something, because Antti Raanta has not been good this season. 861 save percentage, goals against 3.36. The Hurricanes, as Matty Ice pointed out, Svechnikov has kind of lit up their offense a bit. They've scored 6 goals in 3 of their past 4 games, 5 goals in 2 other games during their 5-game win streak before losing to St. Louis and then beating Anaheim 6-3. So they're scoring goals here, and Pittsburgh has been on the other side of that, playing more under games. They're more of an under team this season, and the Canes are an uncharacteristic over team here. So, without Chekhov in net, Raanta, I'm not sure even last time he played, because he's been just absolutely horrible. He had played against the Blues, allowed 1 goal and 22 shots, but lost in the shootout. The Penguins with Ned and with Jari, both are playing well in net. So I like the Penguins here, plus 130 dogs. Definitely see that coming down once people realize it's not Kochetkov tomorrow. Right alongside that, the over 6.5 minus 105. Pittsburgh's definitely going to put up some goals against Raanta. Carolina's been scoring a bit. Their power play has been good too. They've scored in 8 straight games and 9 of their past 10. So maybe look for some Hurricanes Svechnikov power play point props. But the Pens in the over here have to be the play for me as well. I'm going down to 7 p.m. time slot. We got the Seattle Kraken at the Columbus Blue Jackets. Game itself is in Columbus. Blue Jackets are plus 136. The Kraken are minus 162. Over under is set at 6, with the over paying off minus 130 and the under at plus 110 here. I feel like Talon taking crazy pills here, with the Kraken only being minus 162 at Columbus. Kraken have won 8 games in a row, got points in their games before that against Dallas and the Kings. Been winning pretty handily too. 4-1, 5-2, 4-1, 3-0, 2-1, 2-1, 3-2, 2-1. But they've been pulling away more recently. Columbus just lost 5-0 in Winnipeg. They've been playing, we talked about it. I'm not sure if it was last show, but a few shows ago. I was wary of taking the Jets because the Blue Jackets had been playing a lot of close overtime games before that, but the Jets just shut me up with a 5-0 win there. I could see Seattle doing something similar, maybe not a shutout, but Joey Decord's allowed 2 goals or fewer in each of his last 5 starts, including a shutout there against Las Vegas in the Winter Classic. So I love the Kraken here, minus 162. Probably one of my best bets on the board. And then I would also lean to the under 6, especially at plus 110. I don't think an under 6 should be plus money with this Kraken team, given how they're playing right now.
Yeah, for the first time in NHL history, there's 4 teams on an 8 or more game winning streak. So that's a lot of history, and then that just shows how how streaky that this or I don't know what's the word I'm looking for. Kind of streaky, but also just teams are. I don't know. I don't know what I'm trying to say. But
I think streak is a good word.
I want to say there's like tiers. Like there's these high tier of dominant teams, and there's like the very bottom tier, like the Sharks, the Blackhawks, who are like worse than normal bad teams. But the top tier doesn't really apply because there's not really the elite teams that we see more often than not. But there's definitely a tier. I mean, these teams go on runs, but anyway, there's no groundbreaking serious point I'm trying to make here, but just that it's kind of funny that happens this season when there's supposed to be so much parity. But yeah, the Kraken are one of those 4 teams. They're absolutely crushing it right now, and a big reason for that is Joey Decord, who is getting steamed for the Vezina right now. Down from 100 to 1, 40 to 1, 30 to 1, 25 to 1. I don't see it happening, but he's definitely on a roll. So yeah, the Kraken are more like we expect them to be, before the season, but they're finally turning into the four second lines. I think Jared McCann or Matty Benier said that the other day to a reporter that you can't. It's hard to game plan for us because we have 4 second lines. He's listening to our pod and just repeating our talking points. Yeah, the Kraken roll here, I think that it should be higher. Not getting enough respect yet. And the Blue Jackets, meanwhile, are probably the worst team in the East, though the Senators could be giving them a run pretty quickly here if they keep trending the way they have been the last on that road trip. So yeah, Kraken win this game, kind of like the under, especially if Joey Decord's playing. He is on fire.
Yeah, I thought that was going to be crazy talk, Decord for Vezina. But looking at his numbers, he's played 26 games, 23 starts, 925 save percentage, 2.23 goals against. Like, maybe that's not a crazy bet if he's still like at 50 to 1 or 100 to 1. I'm trying to find out what he's at. Like, I don't think he has a chance, but given how wide open the Vezina is, like he could be down to 10 to 1 before you know it.
I don't know if it's wide open. I think Hellebuck is clutching it with his iron fist, and he's not letting go. That he's quickly turning into a pretty dominant favorite, and it's I don't know. It'll be hard to stop Hellebuck if he certainly if the Jets keep playing this well. They could win the fucking President's Trophy, and if so, that's good night to anybody else.
Yeah, but we did, like we talked about, we did see Winnipeg kind of collapse last season a bit. But yeah, as I'm looking for the Vezina odds here, I noticed a shakeup in the Jack Adams odds. Tocchet down to 155, then it's bonus down to 4 to 1, and Laviolette 8 to 1, Torts at 9 to 1. So yeah, bonus has come down a ton, which makes sense given how Winnipeg has been. Let me see what they got. They don't even have the court on the board. Come on, show my boy some respect. Come on.
Yeah, when they finally list them, he'd be like 20 to 1. Like, what the fucking point?
Yeah. Oh, speaking of unbelievable things, did you see the video I posted in the Discord of Bruce Boudreau saying someone last season tried to get Quinn Hughes to be a center?
Yeah, I don't quite get that. Yeah, he's not even a tall guy, and I know he could play, offensively as good as almost anyone, but still, he's a natural mobile defenseman. I mean, I think he played forward in the World Juniors. Someone was saying there too.
Yeah,
but no, he's got his brother for that. Jack Hughes is the center. You're the defenseman alongside Luke Hughes. But yep, I don't know anything about that. Bruce Boudreau, he's probably full of shit. I don't trust that guy.
He's full of something.
Yeah, full of mustard.
All right, going. We're also brought to you by Hall of Fame Bets. Win bigger by betting smarter this NFL season with Hall of Fame Bets, the sports betting analytics platform for parlays, player props, and game lines. Research every bet with historical stats and data. You can enter any parlay idea into Hall of Fame Bets revolutionary parlay optimizer tool to get hit rates broken down by leg, as well as an expected probability for the entire parlay. Sort all players by hit rate for any bet to learn which players are hot and which picks have value. Stop betting in the dark and join over 30,000 users researching with Hall of Fame Bets to craft more intelligent, data-driven parlays. Download the Hall of Fame Bets app or visit HOFBets.com and use code SGPN to get 50% off your first month today. Start researching, start winning with Hall of Fame Bets. All right, we're having a Hall of Fame matchup here at 7 p.m. I'm going down to the 7 p.m. Time slot here. Potential Stanley Cup preview with the Colorado Avalanche taking on the Toronto Maple Leafs. Unfortunately, don't have talent here. Game itself is in Toronto. We're about to pick them here. Maple Leafs minus 112, Avalanche minus 108, over under at 6.5, over paying off minus 135, under at plus 114. Jolie, what are your Avs going to do here on the road against the Leafs?
Yeah, it's like the bit like the Spider-Man meme, the way these teams are constructed. Very, very top heavy in terms of the forwards. Questionable goaltending, is going through goalies all the time, paying them not very much. And the one big separator for me is obviously playoff performances, and the defense is far superior on the Avs side. But you could say that the Leafs top six is better than the Avs top six, certainly in the regular season. With Matthews and Tavares in particular centering those two top lines. But yeah, very similar teams. And for that reason, I can't really pick a side here. I think it's pretty fairly priced. I have Avalanche a little better than the Leafs as a whole, but Leafs get the home ice. And but that said, two similar teams. They're both over teams. Like the Leafs had their nice little run being an under team in California. Martin Jones doing his thing, and just shutting teams down and all that. But the teams they are playing were not exactly offensive juggernauts. Islanders managed to score 4 on them, including an OT goal. So yeah, I think the Avalanche can do the same, score 3 or 4 on them, and get this game over. I think as long as it's not a juicy over 7, then you could play this total up. Because I do think that there'll be a lot of goals in this one, a lot of firepower on the ice, and not a ton of defense, and certainly less goaltending. So yeah, I love the over in this HGP Classico.
Yeah, I have not bet this game yet, I don't think, but I think I would lean to the Avs for the reasons you said. Like the defense, the goaltending is better, even though Martin Jones has not even turned back the clock because he's never been this good in his career. He's just found something to play much better than his level. But yeah, the Avs have been playing great recently. Back-to-back wins, 4 straight wins before that. Toronto, though, we know Toronto can have letdown games, and we think they might get up for this game, which they probably will, but I don't know if they should. I don't know. I just can't back the Leafs against a team that's potentially better than them. Leafs have not been good on the road or at home, 10-7-2, but the Avs also haven't been good on the road, 9-7-3. This is probably a game where it's a good game to live bet. I can see one of the teams going up 2-0 early. Bet the other team plus 1.5. They tie it up, and
that's every Leafs game. Every Leafs game is a good live bet opportunity.
Exactly, but I could see a contrarian under here. I don't want to be Talon when I said they were working on defense and it was going to be an under, and there were 5 goals in the first period. But under 6.5 at plus 115, like if that gets any higher, I could see this being like a playoff type atmosphere. Last season they met twice. In Colorado was 6-2, and Toronto was 2-1 in a shootout. Like Colorado's took down Vegas 3-0, so they're playing decent defense, even though Vegas isn't great right now. Yeah, I would lean to the under, lean to the Avs, but nothing too strong there. All right, going down to the 7 p.m. time slot, we have the Philadelphia Flyers at the Winnipeg Jets. Game itself is in Winnipeg. Jets are minus 185. Flyers are plus 154. Over under is at 6. Over paying off minus 120. And the under here is at plus 100. Really tough spot for the Flyers here. Back to back border crossing game going from Minnesota up to Winnipeg. Had to battle back in the third period. Went to overtime. But I love this under 6 here at plus 100. You're going to have the Jets coming off this fantastic stretch they have with their under 2.5 goals. I think it's been like 2 months now where they're going under 3.5 even. And Samuel Ersson has just been incredible in his past 13 starts, going 9-2-2 with 27 goals against. He's really just bounced back from his horrible first 2 starts to the season. So Sam Ersson now, he's maybe people in Philadelphia are talking about, is there a goaltender kind of controversy? Can we trade Carter Hart? So yeah, give me Sam Ersson and Connor Hellebuck. Whoop, whoop. That's the sound of goal of game. Give me the under 6 here at plus 100.
That was well done.
Is that Canadian or USD, Shark?
Yeah, for the listeners, he stared into the camera as he went through all that. Good game to pick with the Flyers. You can just rolls off the tongue there.
I don't know if Shark's still here. Shark has not been chatting, so
we bored him. We bored him off.
Talent's not here, so yeah, it's in the background.
Okay, the Jets continue to get lucky with the schedule. A lot of these wins are, I'm not taking away from the Jets, but a lot of them are against bad teams and in unfortunate circumstances for their opponents. And here's another one with the Flyers after a comeback win against the Wild tonight. So it'll be a back-to-back here. And you said Urson is in net for this one? Or
Urson will be in net for Saturday. Yeah, it was hard tonight.
Right. So you get the backup goalie too. So the Jets likely to continue their win streak to 9 or 10 games, whatever it's at now. And their schedule does toughen up a little bit down the road. But for now, I think that they keep rolling here. Flyers just a terrible situation. It's there's a border game too for whatever that's worth. And it's just not. Jets are rolling right now. We're gonna keep going with these great teams that are streaky. So Jets, you could do the regulation at -135 if you want to pay the -185 money line. And Jets roll here. I think the under is still a good play, even with the Erson in net for the Flyers. I mean, under 6 even money. I don't understand this line at all. Like that's a really weird one for the Jets here. Is Brossoit confirmed or something? I don't know, but that should definitely go down. That I don't understand that. But anyway, under 6 even money. That's the best bet for this game.
Yeah, I think Brossoit started last game. Brossoit started 2 of the past 4, allowed 1 goal in each of them. So yeah, it should be Hellebuck here. I would imagine. One more thing on the Flyers for any Flyers fan listening. I'm not sure if anyone else cares. Not going to go to Toronto here, but Bobby Brink was a healthy scratch for the Flyers tonight in Minnesota, his hometown. There was a picture of a bunch of fans in Brink jerseys down by the glass during warmups. This is not the first time Tortorella has benched a player in his hometown or going back for some sort of homecoming. I think it was last season, because the second Travis Sanheim going to Calgary where he played his junior hockey. Not sure if he grew up there. He is Canadian, so possibly he scratched him there. And like before this one, he said, "Yeah, I'm not going to go through players' itineraries when their parents are coming to games, but like these are the type of games that players like Brink get up for. Like these are homecoming games. It's not like an average game. Like I said bench Cam Atkinson. Atkinson's a veteran. Going into Minnesota means nothing for him. Brink going in that homecoming, it's like a revenge game. You're going to have an extra edge to your game. He had 2 goals against Minnesota in the game in Philadelphia in a big win. He had 2 assists in Colorado where he played college hockey with Denver. So like just for that reason alone, like you can see he steps up his game. Sure, he's not playing great recently. Didn't do much last game, sure, whatever. But if you're going 11-7, like you can at least get Brink in. I'm sure he's going to play tomorrow, but it's just what I love Torts for his calling out of the media. Now he does this and like he just gets back in the shit house some Flyers fans. But it worked out. Nick Deslauriers back in the lineup, got a fight against Patrick Maroon, and the Flyers won. So that's my 2 cents on that situation.
Not a sentimental guy, Mr. Tortorella.
Yeah. Yes. All right, going down to the 8 p.m. time slot, we have the Dallas Stars at the Chicago Blackhawks. Game itself is in Chicago. Stars are -325 on the money line. Stars on the puck line are -120. Blackhawks are +260. Over under is at 6.5. The over paying off +100 with the under at -120. Jolie here. I feel like we just saw this for back-to-back like last week, but what's going to happen here in Chicago?
Probably more of the same. I think the first game was pretty close, slow scoring, and then the second one in Dallas, the Stars blew them up 8-1 or something like that. As my memory, if my memory serves. I think we'll see more of that. I know Stars are on a back-to-back themselves after losing to the Predators in regulation. I think this was Jake Ottinger's return. He got lit up pretty good. I think 2 of them were empty netters though, but still, at least 4 goals against. And the Stars defense right now is a problem. But fortunately for them, the Blackhawks do not have the firepower to take advantage of that. I think that this is a game where they can get back on track. Stars been kind of like meh over the past month or so, and they're kind of losing sight of the leaders, the Jets in particular, but also the Avalanche are a bit ahead of them. I think they have 1 game in hand, but 4 points back of the Avs, and then the Jets are however many points ahead. So yeah, they're in trouble of losing sight on the division lead, which is excellent for us. But yeah, the Stars here, I think can win this game by margin. -1.5, -120. Blackhawks, they struggle to score 1 goal these days. So with how little talent they have, especially on offense. So they're playing worse than the Sharks these days too, which is no surprise considering they don't have Bedard anymore and all the other guys in the hospital. So yeah, Stars roll here. And one more note is I think that the Blackhawks team points total is finally at a point where it's there's maybe a little edge to be had, but I've had my fill. I'm done betting the under. I'm just gonna watch and wait, and hopefully they all cash. It's I think it's under 57.5 at like minus 130 last I saw. So yeah, they're probably only getting 54, 55 points, but yeah, that's just not good enough for me. But yeah, Stars roll here and the under 6.5. I mean, it's tough in a Stars game, especially back to back. Their defense sucks, goaltending sucks, but Wedgwood has been playing a bit better lately. So yeah, I still think that they can prevent the Blackhawks from scoring more than a goal. So under 6.5 would be the lean to, but stronger on the Stars to bounce back with the minus 1.5. You might even get a better number too with the back to back. But then again, no, I don't think people have any appetite to bet the Blackhawks. So I think you're still better off betting this sooner rather than later.
Yeah, I think the Stars here minus 120 has to be the play. People might be looking at Chicago's last few games. They've been playing, good defense, but they're not. The levee has to break at some point for them. They have so many injuries up and down the lineup, defense, forward. So yeah, they're a shell of what they once were, which was an awful hockey team anyway. Like you said, Stars broke out for an 8-1 win in their second one in Dallas against Chicago a few weeks ago. Just beat Minnesota 7-2. Coming off a tough back-to-back here, but Wedgwood's been solid in that. Blackhawks just aren't good. I don't think it's too far to travel from Dallas to Chicago. Still a decent bit, but yeah, it's not going to be too bad for them here. So yeah, I like the Stars.
Halfway across the country, isn't it? Dallas to Chicago,
it's South Chicago,
south to north,
south to like central.
It's pretty far.
I'll get the flights. I'll get the flights up for sure.
Get Shark to tell us how much it costs to flight.
Yeah, but yeah. Stars puck line here minus 120. I think has to be the play. I could maybe not 8-1, but something like a 4-1 win. They beat them last year 5-2. Just a much better team fighting for the division. So yeah, puck line minus 120. Going down 8 p.m. again here. We got the Boston Bruins at the St. Louis Blues. Game itself is in St. Louis. Blues are plus 150. The Bruins are minus 180. Over under is at 6. Overpaying off minus 115 with the under at minus 105 here. Bruins now have lost 3 straight games, but they have 3 points in those games, all going past regulation. I think they came back in Vegas last night after a Jack Eichel scored, and then Mike Grzelcyk and then Pietrangelo won in overtime. St. Louis, they've won 3 of their past 4. They're somehow looking good when you look at the record, but they got outshot 42-20 in that Rangers game. In the last 10 games, they have the 3rd worst expected goals for, only above Washington and Chicago. Meanwhile, Boston's the 4th worst expected goals for. They're only above St. Louis, Washington, and Chicago. So Boston has not been playing great, but just a much better structured team, much better team overall. I don't know if I can pull the trigger at minus 180. And the total, no real strong lean, but I will take the under 6 minus 105. Could see like a Bruins 3-2, 3-1 type of win here, but no bets for this one for me.
Yeah, we talk about the Kings with their overtime losses and whatnot. The Bruins are kind of like the light version of that. They've lost the last 3 games on this road trip, all in overtime. Bruins are having problems. We kind of saw this coming though. They're just too reliant on Swayman, and then losing Poitras for the World Juniors, and then out to injury. And Derek Forbort, one of their best penalty killers, he's out of the lineup. So yeah, the Bruins are struggling 5-on-5 and on special teams. Pastrnak isn't scoring at the same clip he was earlier in the season. But fuck that, man. I'm not backing the Blues. So give me the fucking Bruins. We're gonna keep riding them. They'll probably lose another one 3-2 in overtime. But who cares? Bruins are gonna win this one. Minus 180 is a steep price to pay, but that's okay because the Blues are bad. I don't know how they're still in the mix for a playoffs. I mean, the odds to make the playoffs for them are not good. They're still like minus 350 to miss, despite them only being a few points out. I think I saw, and Yeah, so the Blues they get lucky, but it's gonna end. It's gonna end. I keep saying, and the Bruins will help them end it here in this one. I think the Bruins get back on track here, win a close, low scoring game, and Swayman is going to be a big part of the reason why. So yeah, give me the Bruins in the under.
All right, going down to 8 o'clock time slot again here. We have the New York Islanders at the Nashville Predators. Game itself is in Smash Vegas. Predators are minus 108. Islanders are minus 112. Over under is at 6.5. Over paying off plus 100 with the under at minus 120. Jolie, what are your Isles going to do here against the Predators on a back-to-back?
Yeah, my Isles, the team I bet to miss the playoffs a few days ago. They're no longer my Isles. I'm done with them. And unless they play the Rangers, those are always fun games to support Long Island. And yeah, this is one that I bet early on. I said it in the Discord, the over 6.5 minus 101. It's still at the same price, even money here on DraftKings. And yeah, we talked about the Islanders defense. They struggle defensively. Adam Pelech coming back. He's only been back 2 games now, I think. Hasn't really helped. We saw the game against the Leafs. The Leafs scored 3 goals the first half of the game, and then they shut them down after that. But a large part of that is Sorokin. And yeah, and then the Predators, meanwhile, we talk about how they play their game these days. Not a lot of recognizable names, but they still get the goals. Philip Forsberg has been killing all year long. Yeah, they push the puck forward. They get the chances, and I think they can take advantage of the Islanders here. So I like the Predators. Even on the back-to-back, they'll be UC Saros in net because Kevin Lankinen played against the Stars. So that's unfortunate for my early bet for the over, but I don't care. It's still going over 6.5, even with Saros in net. So Preds in the over 6.5 in this one.
Yeah, I think the over 6.5 is probably the best bet here at plus 100. It will be Saros, but Saros has allowed 5 goals in back-to-back games to the Ducks and Flames, who are two not two great teams here. So could see the Isles putting up a few on them. Isles to get that win at home against the Leafs, 4-3 in overtime. I think they were down 3-1 in that one, with Matthews scoring 2 more before they came back. I still don't believe in the Islanders. 19 wins, 12 losses, and 10 overtime losses, so 19 and 22. Nashville 22-18-1. Nashville 12-11 at home. Islanders not going on the road. 8-7-4, 8 wins, 11 losses. So I think the Preds here at home with the better goalie in net at minus 108. But as you said, the over 6.5 plus 100, just a much better bet here. Islanders have been one of the best over teams in the league this season, 25-14-2. And Nashville can score a little bit as well with O'Reilly, Forsberg, all those guys there. So yeah, over 6.5 plus 100, and then a lean to the home Predators at minus 108. This is the real Epstein Island game with the Predators taking on the Islanders.
Yeah, good point. Yeah, I like how I said there's not a lot of recognizable names in the Preds. I mean, you struggled to name, like there's Forsberg, O'Reilly.
I was gonna say Duchesne, then I realized he's because I saw he scored tonight. I was like, no, he was with the Stars now.
Yeah. Yeah, well, there's Jakub Trenin, there's Thomas Novak.
Oh, of course, Jakub Trenin, household name.
Yeah.
All right, going down to 8 p.m. again here. And then this is the penultimate game at 8 p.m. No 9 p.m. and only one 10 p.m. We got the
and no 9:30, so we got all these million games on at 10,
yeah.
or 10:30, I should say, and they all go to the intermission at the same time. There's nothing to fucking watch.
Exactly. Yeah, we got the Arizona Coyotes at the Minnesota Wild. Game itself is in Minnesota. Back-to-back for the Wild here. Wild are minus 142. Coyotes are plus 120. Over-under is at 6.5. Overpaying off plus 100 with the under at minus 120 here. Gustafson's out. Fleury started tonight. Who is the Wild backup goalie? Do you know it off the top of your head? It's Wallstead. Wallstead, right?
Oh, yeah, of course.
He made his debut and lost it against
7-1 or something, 7-2.
Yeah,
he did not have a good
against
outing.
The Stars. 7 goals against on 34 shots. Yeah, the Wild allowed the Flyers to come back tonight, and the Wild lost in overtime. So they've now lost 3 straight. They've lost 7 of their past 8, with the win coming in overtime against the Blue Jackets, who are not a good hockey team there. So I love the Yotes here to bounce back from a home loss to the Flames. Is Ingram in net? Ingram is better than Vajmelk here. Ingram allowed 2 goals. All right, I guess Ingram played last game. He allowed 2 goals on 18 shots. Before that, allowed 3 goals on 33 shots against the Bruins there. So yeah, the Coyotes here as dogs, plus 120. Wild on a back-to-back. Got to go for it. Then maybe a slight lean to the over 6.5 plus 100. These are both, kind of more over teams, especially recently, but much stronger play on the Yotes plus 120.
I got all my Eastern times mixed up. I kept saying like 9:30, 10:30.
Yeah,
adding like
there's,
6 hours.
there's no 30 games here.
I'm in the middle of the Atlantic. So I'll just go back to PST. 4 p.m. All these 4 p.m. games and no 4:30 game. What the fuck's up with that? I'll just reiterate. For this game though, not a fucking clue. Coyotes, I guess they're gonna come into the wild to beat up. We know all this, and Volstead was not good in the first one. Although I heard from some of the eye testers that he looked okay, just a bit of bad luck, I guess. The reason for letting in 7 goals. And the Stars do have a lot of offensive talent, so we'll give him some benefit of the doubt in his first game in the NHL. But we'll have to see before the wall turns into the wool in Toronto. The Coyotes would be my lean, and the over 6.5 with the it's a wild game. They can't score for shit. I don't know how they scored 3 today against Philly. So this game is just total pass. I'm using my pass game on this. Fuck this game.
I didn't realize you were friends with so many optometrists. You said you were friends with a lot of eye testers you heard from there.
Ooh,
all right, I'll take that. I'll take that from Joel. Going down to the final game on the docket here at 10 p.m. We got the Calgary Flames at the Vegas Golden Knights. Game itself is in Vegas. Golden Knights are minus 148. Flames are plus 124. Over under is at 6. Over paying off minus 130 with the under at plus 110. Close us out here, Joel. What you got for Vegas?
Yeah, these are teams going in 2 different directions. The Flames continue to march on, destroying the Coyotes pretty comfortably. They were the better team in that one, although they were helped out by a shitty first period from Vajmelk. And yeah, the Flames are, they got the whole crew rolling up now. Even Huberdeau is contributing a little bit more. Definitely not like he did in Florida, but certainly more than he did to start his career. And maybe you could find some chemistry with these young guys. He's still pretty young himself, but point is he's playing better. Zary, my guy, he plus 13 now, plus minus. I think he is the best among all rookies. So hopefully he gets rolling here against the Knights, who are just pretty demolished themselves. I mean, they still don't have William Karlsson, Shea Theodore. Goaltending is still in flux with Aiden Hill presumably still out. Who knows how long? And Logan Thompson had to come in the last one, even though he was sick or whatever. So that just shows that Aiden Hill is just not ready. And yeah, I think the Flames here are live here, even at only plus 124. I think that's a decent bet. But I like the over 6 more importantly. The Knights have struggled to score the last few games. Before that, they were totally an over team. They could, they did have Will Karlsson for those games, but still, I think they can trouble Markstrom here and get some goals. Flames get some goals. That means we go over 6 goals. I don't know what's going on with Aiden Hill, and until that happens, we're going to keep going with these Golden Knights overs.
Yeah, I don't hate that overplay. I think I might go for 6.5 or maybe 6.5 and hopefully get a 4-3 game at plus odds there rather than laying the minus 130. But I'm going to go the other way. I'm going to go with Vegas here at home at minus 150, minus 148 here. Just a dominant team at home, 15-4-2. Calgary is not good on the road, 9-11-4. So that's 9 wins, 15 losses. When Vegas is 15-6 at home. So Vegas, Thompson's been playing better recently over his past 5 games, 3-2, 12 goals against, 925 save percentage, including that game against Boston. Allowed 1 goal on 33 shots while fighting an illness. So whether it's him or Hill, as long as it's not Patera, I like the Golden Knights here. So if you do want to wait for goalie confirmation, I can't necessarily blame you, but I think the Knights are worth grabbing here at minus 150. Just better team. The Flames are hot right now, but they'll cool off at some point. and that could be Saturday night in Vegas here at -148. All right, before we get into our best bets for this, we'll go into our consensus plays. We got quite a few consensus plays here for the Frozen Bukkake with
Just
16...
pick the ones that we don't agree on. That'll save us some time.
Yeah, we have the Rangers -162. We have the Canucks -155. We like the Sharks, either money line +185 or a team total. Florida -180. Kings -166. Now we get some dogs here. Penguins +130 and an over 6.5 -105 in that one. Kraken -162. Flyers Jets under 6 +100. Stars puck line -120. Boston -180, kind of might be too steep in St. Louis. And then the Islanders Predators over 6.5 at +100. As for our best bets, I have not calculated our last shows yet. So let me do that. Joel, what do you have for your best bet for Saturday?
I'm gonna go with the Avalanche Maple Leafs over 6.5 -135. This will be a fun bet to root for. Just goals between these two clubs. One far superior than the other, of course, and only one of these teams will have a Hart Trophy winner at the end of the season, and he'll probably score 4 goals, and Austin Matthews won't even get a shot on goal. Give me the over 6.5 here. Avs are going to score all 7 of them. -135.
Yeah, I'm also going with the total here. We're going with that Flyers Jets under 6 at +100. You know, the Jets have that streak going. Erston's been great in that, so could see like a very low scoring game there. Maybe even take an under 5.5, or because this could be like a 2-1, 3-2 type of game in Winnipeg with the Flyers on the back-to-back. What'd you say the odds were? The line was for that?
-135.
-135.
Avs Leafs.
Yes, for over 6.5. That is.
Yeah, I still don't get the Jets Flyers under though.
I don't either. That's why I'm taking it. I was looking at this slate. There were a lot of games I liked. This is a slate where I wish we were doing Locked On Total, which I shouldn't be saying because usually that jinxes me. But like there were a lot of plays I like this slate here. Yeah. As for our standings, last show we picked for was Tuesday. You had the Kraken -105. They got the job done in Buffalo, I believe, 5-2. So now you are 13-8, up 3.18 units. I am 12-9 after losing the Oilers puck line at -142 against the Blackhawks there after that goal was called off that McDavid complained about. But yeah, I'm now down to 12-9, still up 2.96 units. So still neck and neck there in our.
I passed you finally.
You did, yes, yeah. So we'll see what happens here on Saturday here. Anything else you want to touch on for football this weekend or the Frozen Bukkake before we close it out? We'll probably come to you guys next time on next week. So anything this weekend you got?
Well, everybody's talking.
When does that start?
Tomorrow, 4 p.m. PST is I think the first matches. That's what I was going to say. Everyone's talking about football and all that. I did some work after coming home before jumping on here on the Aussie Open. Nothing too crazy. Just listen to a couple podcasts, scope the little differences between books, make some bets, and I don't know if I can say with any confidence these bets, but just check the Discord. I'll throw them in there, and let's go. Not Novak for once. Apparently he's got a wrist injury, so that's concerning for his legacy and all that good stuff. But could be a good betting opportunity for some others. Notably Yannick Sinner, the Italian German. I kind of like him at 650, 7-1, something like that. And that's going to be a very fun tournament and a great way to start the tennis season properly. Yeah,
get in the Discord there to see Joel's plays. Get in the Discord too to get some. I'm sure you're gonna do some live betting with the Aussie Open. I see you guys in there talking all night long. You're gonna have some tennis now to sweat while you're doing that. So make sure
that's why this is the best one for me, because it's on at night. I can just drink and watch tennis as opposed to like the French Open where you got to be up early, or the U.S. Open where it just goes runs into prime time here, which isn't as fun as this just 2 or 3 in the morning, just wasted in cranking off live bets for tennis.
Yeah, make sure you get in the Discord, sg.pn/Discord. You can reach out to the Hockey Gambling Podcast Twitter account. The DMs are now open there. I did not realize that they were not open before. So you can DM there at HockeySGPN. You can reach out to Talon. You can reach out to myself on Twitter. We'll point you in the right direction as well. But it is just type in your browser, sg.pn/Discord. And it'll take you right there. Or if you're already in a Discord, you can probably just search for Sports Gambling Podcast Network. Make sure you are subscribed to the Hockey Gambling Podcast on YouTube, also on Apple and Spotify. Leave us a 5-star rating and review, and I'll read it here at the end of the show. But that's going to be it for now. I am Ryan Gilbert. You can follow me on Twitter at rgilbertsop.
And I'm Joel Mine. You can find me hoping for the Browns this weekend. Biggest bet for me would be the Browns to beat the Texans, both in terms of long-term stuff and the fucking money line. Let's go, Flacco.
See ya.